Alright guys, Shotty T here with the Alliance War video. Could have sworn I voice recorded this, but it didn't save, so this is take 2 of my recording. This is a long war video. I did edit out a couple of things here, just to kind of shorten it a little bit, but it's still going to be a pretty long video. But this is the third war of the season. We're in Tier 4 officially. Hopefully we can get our third straight win to start the season off 3-0. So we do have lofty plans, goals this season. Each of the past several seasons, we finished Platinum 4. So at a minimum, our goal is to get to Platinum 3 this time. But if we keep winning, we have a chance to do peak Platinum 2. I know it's a season-to-season grind to try to get from a certain group to another because you got the tiers that you're fighting in. So if you start the season off in Tier 3, it's much easier to get to Platinum 2 and Platinum 1 because you got that multiplier from the beginning. So we started behind the 8 ball with 2 Tier 5 wars. But hopefully we can solidify our Tier 4 position by winning this war. And we'll have some insurance for that next war in case it's very difficult. But hopefully we can get at least consecutive wins under our belt. But this is a team that we're going to bring with Stubborn. Probably not the most ideal team for the path I have, but I always try to keep in mind I like participating in minis as much as I can. Just because I like, there are certain minis that, especially that Apocalypse, that I probably got the only answer for on my team. I don't think anyone else has a Sorcerer Supreme, or at least the one that's ranked 5. But first fight here, again, it's not the most ideal. Probably could have used, I prefer to use Human Torch for this, but they really have a lot of other fights that I would have used Human Torch for. Had it not been for that Man Thing mini boss, I probably would have brought Torch. Or I could have just had somebody else take Man Thing. So I'll keep that in mind next time. Because Torch is a better matchup for this fight here. Because I can just keep heavy attacking him and incinerate him to death. And by the way, we are on a little vacation. But we are taking a little time out of the vacation to record this war video. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos to try to make sure I can get more content out there on a regular basis when things are not as busy. So I basically got the whole week off. So I still got some videos I do need to catch up on. I need to catch up on some of these greater gifting crystal opening. I didn't record all of them, just the bigger ones, like as far as quantity goes. And I kind of messed up there. Get auto blocked. My passive fury expired, so all his debuffs expired, which included the parry. So I basically hit into his auto block there and got punished. But yeah, so we got that. We got a rank up. We got a pretty massive level up video that I need to put out there. I'll probably put that out tomorrow because that's long overdue. So that'll probably be the next video, and then we'll do the Greater Grifting Crystal. And then our goals for this New Year's weekend, again, time permitting, because I'm gonna be here. I'm in Mississippi right now. I'm gonna check out Thursday, which happens to be on my birthday, by the way, which is New Year's Eve. And then I'm heading back to Alabama, meet up with my uncle, and then celebrate New Year's there, and then drive back home on the 1st. Which is Friday. So Saturday, I may be able to do the Abyss, but I may be so tired from all that driving because I live in Georgia. So take about 6 to 8 hours of driving. So we'll see. We'll see how the energy's feeling. And plus, there's some major college football games on. So, yeah, it's probably less likely you'll see the abyss, because I don't have any critical items that are about to expire. I did use the Greater Gifting event to have Alliance members give me some level 2 revives. So I probably could have gotten more Greater Gifting crystals than I actually got. But this is Nick Fury. So this fight's going to be very adventuresome. This also contributes to the length of this war video. Both of these Nick Fury fights, by the way. Now the second one is a little bit easier than the first one. This first one, of course, both of them you have the unstoppable heavy, but as I was pseudo commentating on that last video that I thought I had recorded, what I didn't realize at the time, what I do now, or my first recording of this, is that when I apply that slow debuff to the opponent, that uninterrupted heavy, I can actually interrupt it. But it didn't register. But I will keep that in mind moving forward. Because that applies with She-Hulk. That applies with Sorcerer with her. Well, actually, I don't think I would have been able to do that with She-Hulk, because I believe that slow mechanic only applies. It doesn't apply if you have class disadvantage. But with Sorcerer, I can do that with her slow. But that would have made these fights much less stressful if I registered that initially. But nonetheless, I'm always good at putting up a challenging fight for myself. But there's going to be more challenging fights to come. So this is where the fun starts. So as you can see, I'm just mismanaging his tactical charges quite a bit, to where he's throwing the special and becoming unblockable during the special. We'll apply that armor break there. And I do get some timely intercepts during this fight. Some of them come in very good clutch. There's one of them right there. And I was late on the SP2 and I ended up getting punished. And he isn't throwing the light attack, which that's a heavy bleed. But luckily his but his deep wounds mastery is not that high, because otherwise I would have died. Because that fourth light attack ticks off a lot of health. I got a little lucky there. And then I got hit with the SP1 right after that. So we're playing with fire. I get hit again. This one I thought was gonna kill me, but now I got no margin for error. Obviously can't throw another SP1, otherwise I am dead. So I got a very clutch intercept right there, and I'm hoping this pushes me 2 bars of power. It does, and I just immediately throw the SP1. That fight was intense. So, but we got by. But now we got another Nick Fury. So we went ahead and topped her off. And this Nick Fury will be a little bit easier because, one, I don't have to worry about the ebb and flow purifying the debuffs, but also I have the link up with the long distance relationship. So that'll give me a chance to heal during the fight, because I'm going to stay as aggressive as I can, but I'm still going to mismanage the tactical charges, unfortunately. So just gonna pretty much the same as that last Fury fight. So that's why I'm not really commentating on this one as much. And I'm about to get ready to go out soon. Just let's see here. If you want to fast forward, you can. Now, like I said, there's a little bit of drama during this fight. A lot of it just mismanaging of the of the stats, but I wasn't as much in jeopardy in dying this fight as I was in that previous fight. Okay. All right. So again, mismanaged that stack there. I'm actually hungry right now. Grab a bite to eat. And the power transfer is another thing that helps me out in this fight because it helps push him to 2 bars of power more often and throwing less SP1s. The less SP1s he throw, the better. You don't have to worry about that tactical charge buildup. He immediately throws SP2, which actually came through in the clutch there. I was able to get rid of that unblockable. But he puts it right back up with the SP1. And that one had a Fury, so that one hurt a little bit. So just get that spacing going. And he throws the SP1. I get crushed with it. But we're just using the heal since we're near the end of the fight, end of his first life, that is. I'm going to try to get more healing so that way by the time I get to my next fight, I can use less potions. And we get another notification there. And we get a nice little intercept with the special attack. I just throw the SP2, just SP1 just to push him over 2 bars of power. Like I said, I exercise as many tactics as I can in this fight. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, these fights, that was another clutch intercept. But I mean, with these fights here, I mean, like I said, this one I didn't have as much of jeopardy of dying as the other one, but it still had some adventures in it, that's for sure. And here it is. So next fight, we got Korg. We're going to use Sorcerer once again. The idea here is to use her slow mechanic when she's in that room with the power game passive phase. But obviously Korg being sick, 200 makes shrug it off, so that it's probably best to apply it once all the rock stats are gone. So it's going to be choppy at the beginning of the fight as a result of that. But before that fight, we got this Dormammu. I just totally forgot about this fight. So originally I wasn't planning on fighting this fight, but because I had recommended Quake. But I took off Dexterity Mastery and went ahead and used Void since I really didn't have him slated for too many fights, and I was going to use him here. So we get pretty lucky early on with 2 Petrifies, so it pretty much mitigates any power gain that he has for this fight. Of course, he can't get it with the Power Snap because I don't have debuffs. I don't have any buffs on me. But the backup recovery is obviously not going to give him any health or give him any power, so they're both going to be neutralized or reversed. And there we go. So now we got to make sure we put our dexterity mastery back on, as well as our missing dispersion. Go ahead and claim that daily throne breaker. Actually, the one I had pulled the previous day, I got a full T5 basic. That's the second one of those I've gotten out of all these throne breakers. I pulled one 5-star champ before. Have yet to pull a good chunk of 6-star shards or tier 5 class catalyst fragment. So I pretty much provide you guys with a synopsis of this particular fight. So if you want to see the dynamics, you can. Really not too much adventuresome going on. The whole idea is to apply the slow debuff so I can do regular 5-hit combos until it expires and kill him quicker. Now, of course, he's going to get uncooperative at times with all the shrugging. But ultimately, we end up getting the fight under control. Hit there by mistake. Now we're just gonna throw the SP3 to save the rune with the regeneration through blocks. So I can pretty much regenerate after every special. So we're at 39% health. But we're gonna see how much we regenerate by the time this fight is over. so we're done with that fight. So this next fight, we're going to use Sorcerer again. Unfortunately, we wasted that power gain boost last fight. We're going to reapply it here. What we're going to do is start the fight in the mode where I can armor break right away, so I can take reverb out the picture. Then at some point during the fight, I also want to apply the slow debuff, so that way I could bypass Footloose. But we go ahead and jump in here. We immediately apply that armor break, so I don't have to worry about reverb. We do have to worry about this Footloose until I get a slow debuff on him. I'm already getting cornered. This is definitely where you don't want to be against Killmonger on this particular node. But so far so good, as you can see, but there will be a mistake. I could have threw a special right then and there. So I get hit once again. I gotta take this block, take that medicine, and I managed to dex the heck out of that SP1. Otherwise I would have died or took a lot of chip damage. And now we got slow debuff, so I don't have to worry about Footloose. And once again, this is a pretty good placement if you do not have the right counter. For sure, you have to deal with reverb and you have to deal with the Footloose. And it's easy to get cornered if you don't have a solid armor break champ. So that's what you probably need first and foremost. Of course, the second thing you would need, obviously, would be another quarterback. Anyway, I just went off on a big tangent there talking about football. I did win my fantasy championship, by the way. But this particular fight is probably going to be the quickest fight of the war. The most simplest fight, that's for sure. Apply the slow debuff. And get some nice intercepts here and there. Just restored it. Gonna reapply the slow debuff. And we're gonna get another intercept here. We're gonna finish the fight there. All right. Yeah, I definitely need to get something to eat here. We got talking about football. Now this next fight doesn't quite go as planned. We do see Hulk. Her strength, when you apply that slow debuff, it applies to all unstoppable mechanic, which includes Hulk's Hulk Ragnarok's like smash. So do it freely. Now, it's been a while since I fought Gladiator Hulk, and obviously I wasn't on point with dexing his SP1. Now, I blocked that one because I wasn't ready for him to throw it. But as you saw there, I dashed back, got clipped with that rising rock, and normally it hasn't been like that. You know, we have to be that precise on this SP1. But apparently you have to now. And like I said, I dashed back too soon again, and that hammer hit the ground. That groundswell got me. And at first I thought I might have just forgot to put dexterity mastery back on, because it seemed like it was broken where if I'm within striking distance, I'm just going to get hit, period. But my second attempt, you'll see that obviously was the mix-up. So we're gonna revive She-Hulk. We're gonna go in it again. Probably could have used Void with this, but this particular node, the opponent gains added power the more debuffs you put on them. So I didn't want to have to bait specials all fight and not really get much done to them. Health-wise, on ebb and flow, intercept. So we'll apply combat regeneration boost to heal some of that health back. I felt confident I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, because obviously the SP1 mistiming of the dodge is what killed me. Because the other mechanics of Gladiator Hulk is not that daunting. So, and this time we throw it to SP1, I'm just going to block it. Don't want to take, because at this point the war is still up in the balance. Even though we had been favored from pretty much ahead most of the war, or all the war really, by the time I think we were up 11-4 in our BG alone. And then we almost doubled their defensive kills with ours. So I was able to dex that SP1. And it seemed like I did no different than what I did on the other one. But it was just weird. It didn't apply. But that fight is done. Second time through. All right, next fight, I kind of just going to bypass this one because we had some technical issues. And we're back. Actually, I think I just skipped that fight altogether. It was I think that was one of the fights that I shortened because Taskmaster is nothing special. He's not stubborn. Right. Sorry about that there. No, I do not have the disease. But, so this fight here, we're going to use She-Hulk. She's poison immune. That's the reason why I didn't bring Torch, because that poison would have definitely got to me. So I can kind of take my time here. We're going to parry the SP1. Figured I'm going to trigger Stubborn either way. Might as well just parry that projectile. I think it does less block damage than him actually striking into my block. So, yeah, we're just nailing these intercepts, man. I wish I could do this more consistently, especially in the Luke Cage fight in the Abyss. Another nice intercept. So now he's unblockable. And I just had a lapse right there, not realizing that, and got smoked. But I can see how this fight can be pretty annoying, though. Because you kind of have to wait it out. His regeneration, so he's going to heal pretty good. I think it scales with this awaken ability. The unawakened doesn't have that regeneration. One more combo should do it. After I get rid of Stubborn, as well as just unblockable. And there it is. So this next fight is probably going to be one of the more impressive fights of the whole season to date. And that's saying something. We're going to be facing Apocalypse, and we're going to use Sorcerer. Now, polka dot power, of course, you can only gain power if you apply a debuff to the opponent that does damage over time. But the people that can bypass this from a power gain aspect would be like Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, Havoc, like those type of people that either have a power gain buff or a power gain passive. Of course, Hyperion as well. So the idea here is to throw as many SP1s as possible with the regeneration through block mechanic. Because another thing about Sorcerer Supreme, she has increased energy resistance or her base rating. So obviously, with that SP1 that Apocalypse throws, it's good to have that block proficiency and even better with the regeneration through the block. So my goal here is to throw a special when when I have that armor up, and there it is. It's now regeneration through the block. And we're not parrying. Even though it looks like it, I'm not parrying. I'm holding block or dashing back, holding block. So pushing the 2 bars of power there. And we're gonna perfect block this first one. When I dueled this guy, I was able to perfect block the first 2 and not the third one. And it's good to be able to have that arsenal for people like Guardian, because I may use him in the upcoming war. I am using him in Alliance Quest this week for that Apocalypse boss, but I haven't had a chance to dig into fighting him yet, because he's usually down by the time I get there. But this Apocalypse, though, was a challenging fight because you can't stun the opponent, so you have to be careful. Perfect block once again. Get some regeneration back from that hit. All right, got another heavy attack that you can punish. And we're going to throw an SP2 with the regeneration once again. Get some of that chip damage back. Parry the first hit. All right. You're progressing pretty well so far. This SP2 is going to deal a good chunk of damage. Here's your resistance there. So I'm really in a groove here with this fight. Pretty happy that I was able to get the one shot here. Kind of mess up there. But the SP1 is hard for the computer to punish, fortunately. I almost got him down here. And there it is. So that was one of the easier sorcerers fight. That was the easiest of the war as far as her opponent. But this is probably going to be the most nerve-wracking of all of them. Domino, as you guys saw last war, kind of struggled with Domino, almost died. Now, of course, I don't have to worry about unstoppable specials or block transfer. I mean, not unstoppable special, but unstoppable heavies and kinetic transfer. But I did do this fight. I did do Apocalypse as well to get an idea. But I wanted to duel against Domino just to see if I'm able to do the dash back counter medium. I think the counter light is too short lengthwise, so you're better off doing the medium attack. Because if you whiff, you can get punished. So the idea here is to apply the slow debuffs so that we don't have to worry about the power gain and the evade with the lucky mechanic. But of course, I can get unlucky. So we decide to catch a little break there. All right, so far so good. That's how they all start, right? Bait SP2. Need to take some critical failure damage. That time I just went for it. Tallahassee Regional. Anyway. Dash back counter. She's lucky though, and I'm unlucky, so I gotta kind of just take that block damage. Not to mention brute force. Right now we're just focusing on healing ourselves instead of applying that slow at this moment. All right, almost got it, almost done. Another nice intercept there. If I was aggressive enough, I would have did another intercept. I almost got her dead, so we don't want unnecessary death. But again, we ended up winning this war. I think we got 122 kills this time. Last war we had 140. So we're racking up. We got some pretty good defense here. And the opponent's going to struggle with it all season. There's certain notes that give people trouble. Now I messed up there. As you can see, I got 1% health. Now I got 2%. Throw the SB1 to get some heal back. But then brute force hit me. I had 1% health. 76 ticks to be exact. And I just placed my phone down and just stared at the screen for quite some time, like in a daze. This was so nerve-wracking. But this is exactly how I felt after that fight was over. Exactly. So, but as I mentioned, we end up winning the war. So we're 3-0 in the season. It's exciting. I only got 1 kill on defense. The other team just completely bypassed the right side of our defense, which had a couple of my defenders, and they didn't even reach my boss. But hope you guys like, share, subscribe, and enjoy your day.